Who's ready for some boom, baby, boom, rise and shine. We're connected. Yes, bless. He loves his life. You? Can I get one? Yeah? Can I get an I love my life? Fucking view, bro. Back at DJ Thomas's fucking paddle lodge. We are here. The boys are getting it in. They love the dogs. They love the paddle. They're about to grab some paddles. I got my 420. It's 420 right now, and we just finished eating eggs Benedict. It's a blessed life. I'm Saints Addiction. This is Mark Saint, and this is where my focus is. Where's your focus at? You guys gonna play or what? First the water. And then this is paddle lodge right here, bro. Thomas's idea, the brainchild, and people are coming every day to come play and have healthiness and his vision and working with people. He's an inspiration to me, and that's where my focus is, to have my own place, to have my own love in my life. I just had a fight with my ex, and then my ex, who's probably watching now, decided to tag up my page with some ugly things that I just don't want to participate, you know? It took me forever to get my mind right, bro. It took me forever to get here. And apparently I'm a fugitive running from the law, even though I was just in Las Vegas for a year and a half. And even though the cops pulled me over right in front of my own house after I got evicted and before I even traveled to London, and they still let me go. Why? Because it's a parking ticket. I'm not a fugitive. I'm a dreamer. And yeah, sometimes I don't have ends meet, but I don't borrow from girls. I don't pay for girls. Girls don't pay for me. I'm lucky to have the friends that I do. Look how good these people are. Happy, healthy, petting dogs and walking around the property. They're free. They bought me breakfast. Does that make me a bad human being because my friends bought me breakfast? Or did I buy them dinner the other night? How about that? How about my business actually being successful enough for me to travel and do these things? $2,000 came hard. Didn't have to come hard when it was CES. But God forbid that I actually hustle and make the dream my reality. God forbid I actually find love and find someone else to be with. Even though my love relationships don't work out, I've never hit or abused a chick, not once in my life. And Metzley, if you're listening to this, please listen. I didn't plan on talking about you. I don't name drop you. I don't mention your children's names. I don't talk to you. I don't email you. You told me to move on. I moved on. I found love other places. Sometimes I've lost, you know? Not all of them work out. But no one's got their hands been hit by me. Ain't nobody I can ever walk around and say Mark Saint balled up a fist and touched me with it. And I'm grateful for it. I'm still embarrassed that I tried to grab you out of the car, and I caught myself even then with our baby's life on the line. I've made that mistake. I have no problem standing next to my mistakes. I have no problem paying my debts. It sucks. I owe my stepdad a truck, my buddy $1,500 for a weed festival I had to throw to get over you, and a dead baby. I still have to mention a dead baby in my story every morning. It's part of my story. It doesn't get to go away. And I tell the truth on my life. I tell the truth about my life and about my life sucking sometimes and not being so paddle-lodgy, you know what I mean? Like sometimes fucking life sucks and it hurts and your girlfriend's walking out waking you up at 5 o'clock in the morning, you know what I mean? It's not always rainbows and butterflies, but by no means am I hopping into other relationships trying to get money. I know you tried making some comments when I was with Michelle. I even showed them to her. I'm an open book. I haven't deleted your comments nor blocked you so you can get this message because you're probably still watching. I stay away from women like you. Women that will say, oh, I'm not going to kill your baby. Then they kill a baby. And you would like me to be an abuser. You would like to paint that picture of me smacking up on you. The worst thing you ever got was a foot to your ass to get the fuck out of my bed talking about your ex. And that was it. And she came back on the couch, you guys, and said, I don't want to have this child. Scary. Scary. Women can say whatever they want to say. They can do whatever they want to do. They can hit you. They can blame you. Shit can go wrong. And you'll be screwed. The horrible lemony snickets of events. But it happens. It happened to me last night. Twice. Basically, I had chick drama with without even fucking knowing it. So I don't know what you guys would do. Oh, he's got an old camcorder. Time for a little porno. Yeah, it looks like a porn camera to me. But I'm nowhere near perfect, nor do I pretend to be. I have a fuck ton of flaws. You know, I smoke too much weed. I'm not so caring. My empathy level is low. I find it hard to find to people, especially when my... Dude, I keep telling them, bro. I told them not to put the boat so close, bro. They never... It's hard to find good help, bro. Do you know why it's hard to find good help? Man, I told them, don't park it so close. Don't park it so close. Right? You know, parking it close to the world. Parking it close to life. This is my ambition to win, is to give me some ends, maybe get in the bands, maybe spend a little rent. You know, this is my ambition. And they're gonna love me for my ambition, that I didn't stop wishing and I didn't give up on my life, even though I wanted to end my life, even though I lost my child's life, I continue to live. And I'm not a fugitive. You know, I might be blocked from Finland and 24 other countries in the Schengen area, but that's just because I overstayed. And I'm not a felon in any country anymore, bro. Like, those were all drug-related charges when I was a kid. And I did my time, you know, in South Korean prison for 3 grams of weed, and then a gram of coke and a little bit of weed that didn't even make it to the paperwork when I was in Ensenada prison. I had to get myself out of that prison. I had to pay for it, and I had to get myself across the border. So I had to get over the loss of a baby. I had to look forward to new love, and my heart started to open again. I've been celibate and sober for so long I can't even count. After the last relationship, I was like, I'm not doing it again. And then there goes my boat. Hard to find good help. There's $1 billion view over here. $10 million in Malibu, $5 million in Malibu, $10 million in Maui. You know, and I sit here and I said, what did I do in my own reality? You know, what did I do in my head, in my world, to make this more of my dream? And this is what I came up with, you know, to come to these places so I can get my head right. 2 years ago, I was on a suicide mission. My mom mentioned that she got a FedEx package for my credit cards. I do have debts, dude, but they're credit card debts. Who doesn't have credit card debt? I'm not perfect. I ran them bitches up because I was on a suicide run. I was like, let me get 5-7 grand for my credit cards and the credit scores that I built. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Let's go. Run it. And I survived. And yeah, I can't be the only one that's ever had an emotional moment and ran up their credit cards debt and said, I'm going to fucking, no matter what. It was a suicide mission. But I met kind people like Daniel who helped me out when I did overstay in Finland and swiped me for 500 euros. I offered to pay him back, but he's like, man, that's small change, bro. And you're saying that my friend Nick is like Hamilton. No, Nick is his own man, you know? He's a whole different breed of a person. And just so happens that he's a multimillionaire genius from fucking Google, and he doesn't mind helping, giving, and he doesn't mind, and he doesn't let me pay him back. I've asked everybody that's ever lent me something, like, can I pay you back? Chris Watts, I haven't forgot about you. 1,500 baht for letting me get in the sound system for the Summer Weed Festival. And my stepdad gave me a truck and it got fucking towed while I was in Thailand. And Kurt Gerlach, bro, was KG fucking helped me with 5K right before my business took a shit and they stole all my equipment. I've lost so much, more than babies, more than money, more than business, more than in life. And then I sit here and I go, now I'm here. I have to remind myself that I'm here by the ocean with my friends, with the shade over out in the sun, looking at multi-million-dollar views, going like, I choose to put my focus here. I choose to stay on my business. I choose to stay on my grind. I choose to stay on my health and eat right and live right in my mind. I don't want to go backwards. I didn't even know that she was still watching my show. And if you are, Metzley, I don't know what to tell you. I don't think about you. I had to blank that part out. You've been gray rocked. You've been deleted, just like you deleted our baby. I think you were trying to kill me. But that which doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I'm not one to be stopped. You try to stop my lineage, my baby, everything in my family, dude. That was supposed to be Francis Mark St. Arnaud the 7th. my grandma's 7th grandchild, and you put my mom through depression, and I stopped talking to my father, and there was so much damage that you did to my family because you had a change of heart. You were 24 weeks, at least maybe 25, 26 weeks pregnant. That kid had a heart. And the way that they take babies out of you is unconscionable. I had to do studies of this, and D&C, and oh, I don't even want to talk about abortion. It's horrible. Ripping kids' arms, it's horrible, bro. It's horrible. It's horrible, 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 horrible. I have horrible thoughts. I have horrible relationships. I'm not perfect. I gotta smoke. I gotta smoke, bro. This one. At the same time, I'm fighting with my girl. Our first real fight, and she walks out at 5 a.m., kind of turning on the lights, making a bunch of noise. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Go to bed. We were almost in bed. Now, Lord knows what's up with that. But every time I get a girl, she's making comments. Lori, Michelle, whatever, she's on a whole beat that as long as I'm a grifter, a liar, and I need other people for their money, then that doesn't make me successful to earn my own cash and my own business with my own mind. And that I keep going because I fucking hustle. And that my friend Mark Goddard called me the other day and go, man, you're a fucking hustler. I fucking love you, bro. I envy you. I wish I was there with you. You know, you hustle 24/7 like nobody else. So 15 years that I've known you're a motherfucking hustler. And I was like, thank you, bro. I wish I had that on film. But all I have is my memories. Some happy, some not. Some are complete losses. Metzley, I was absolutely in love with you. I thought you were beautiful, and I told you that when I first saw you, and I didn't even mean to kiss you. And sometimes life happens, and maybe I should have stopped then when we were in the octagon and you told me you're a mother of 2. And even this new chick, she's a mother of 2, but I didn't kick her out of bed. Some people can make real love, but not have compatibility. I didn't like being your dirty little secret down the street, not being good enough to meet your kids, and then I had to take shits in the park and live in the back of a spare car. And when your car got towed, I stepped up and paid out of my money to make sure that it got released, and all these things, man. I didn't need your money. I was grateful that you bought us a sushi meal when we first started dating. I'm like, wow, this chick's not all about money. I haven't paid Michelle back for her hospital bills after we broke up. You have no idea what my plan is. When I was living with Hamilton, he had an argument with his, I think that was Daniel or something. And he told me he was a weirdo. And all my friends told me he was a psychopath. And don't hang out with this kid. I took him on and took him all the way to Brazil. And he was acting like a pussy. We started wrestling. And I ended up giving him a black eye. But I toughened him up. And he got to live. He got to meet a young 22-year-old virgin from Poland and have a relationship. He would have never done that if it wasn't for me. If I couldn't go and pushing and go and traveling. I think I would still have the baby if I didn't go travel with Hamilton. If I never left for Brazil, if I never put my hands on you, told you get your fat ass out of the car, should have never used the word fat, I have regret. It's burned in my head. You can know that for the rest of my life. I will forever have to regret my temper taking a hold of me and me trying to grab you out of the car and intimidating you and scaring you. But no way am I an abuser. I'm not my father. I've never put my hand on one girl. Not one chick's ever had a fist or a slap or anything from me. Not one chick, not ever in my life. And I'm not like him, and I never will be. You're not going to get me like that. Even with guys, they're not going to get me like that. You got to do something that really hurt me to get me want to fight a dude. You know what I mean? And let alone a chick. You know, this is not that kind of shtick. So please stop watching me. Stop watching my show, dude. We didn't work out. That was 2-3 years ago. And unfortunately, I will have other relationships and love for some other women. And we're going to have our own difficulties and our own positivities. Life goes on. And unfortunately, life got stopped. You know, you were born with the perfect baby. We made love in Yosemite. And that child would have been Yosemite. And our next child would have been, what's the other place that I wanted to go with the Grand Tetons? It was Yosemite and Yellowstone. You know what I mean? Like having kids in national parks, and at the right time, he would have been an April tourist baby like me, like my grandfather. It hurt so fucking bad, dude. And you hurt my mom so bad. And now I don't even talk to my dad. And you caused this pain. And I never once reached back to you. I never once sent a package to you. I never once leaked your address. I never once liked your kids' faces, their names. I never once even talked about you. And yet you seem to be the one that wants to be talking about me. And that's not where my focus goes. My focus is on my health and my mental health. Like to be here in this reality, to be able to soothe my soul with a fucking joint and talk to myself and be like, I made it here. You know, I came with my friends. They're over here. They're letting me do my morning motivation. Everybody knows what I do. Sometimes they buy breakfast. Sometimes I buy. I bought their espressos and beers the other day and the meal. You know, it's just it's not, it's currency. It's not money. And I believe in a different system. One day my system with AI will make enough money so I can finally pay back all the monies that I owe. 20 grand to my stepdad for the truck and money over travel, and my mom. Lord knows I probably owe her 20 grand too. Mm. Yep. And all my stuff's at my mom's house. I've been on her couch. I had to stay on some friends' couches. It's not been pretty. I've had to live out of my own car. I bought us about my wrinkles. I bought us about my downfalls. I bought us about my sobriety. I started hanging out with this chick and had 2 bumps of K from this dude over here, and then a bump the day before, and it's enough of the K. It's enough of the fucking partying and the snorting, and I've done that in ages and trying to keep up with other people. And for my sobriety, for what? No, I want to be clear. I want to be without fear, without drama, without people leaving me, without people causing arguments and waking me up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't operate that way. Waking up and everything's trashed and empty fucking Sang bottles, the tall ones, bro. You're drinking whiskey all night long. Wasted the next day. You can't date me if you drink. I can't date an alcoholic, bro. My sobriety means way too much to me. And I've worked really hard to fucking, and I spent all that money on those credit cards so I could go be mentally free and be next to these people. Everybody noticed that I wasn't there this last season, and then I was over there with my family, where I was supposed to be a U.S. fugitive, apparently. My friends are like, I saw you in America. I'm like, I know, bro. And even Michelle's parents ran a background check on me, I'm sure of it. And all my shit's all fucking for registration. I got federally arrested off of a plane because my registration was late on the truck at Red Rock. And since it was on federal land, they federally arrested me when I came back from Peru. Do you think that's fair? Do you think it's fair for the cops to push me up against my wall in my own shop? No? Doing sneak operations, acting like customers, and the minute I didn't even have a cash register? Maybe you think that's fair. Maybe you think it's cool that I go to jail. Lady's like, I've never even seen this charge before. Starting a business without a business license. Even though I had a business license, took it off the wall, and the next day I get over 600,000 views, almost 1 million views on YouTube because the police were harassing me in my own shop. Maybe you think it's okay that the people that I paid rent to held my shit hostage and stole stuff from me, and then sold it back to me, so I had to sell my printer so I could get my own things. Yeah, so I've been through some things before you, Metzley, before and after you, you know, and I lost another baby, a couple babies since then, so I'm not successful with children. And I have to be honest with these women that I had 2 women pregnant at the same time on this island 2 years ago. And one was destructive. I'm sure you think I should have raised children with the lady that used to be a dominatrix and fucking spank people and wrap with plastic saran wrap around them and spank them. Yeah, sure, great mother. And she already had 2 abortions before the 3rd abortion, 3 in a row. What a winner. And how about girls that tell me that, what did you call me, a fuckboy? And call me names and be abusive like that? Dude, come on, bro. I deserve better than that. A mom of 2, they're everywhere. I'm dating one right now, mom of 2, right? We're having great sex. Now you know. Guess what? We're not exactly talking right now. You know, like shit happens, man. And I'm not perfect. No one is perfect. That's mostly saints. That's my logo. That's the whole point of saying Saints Addiction, is that the saint has addiction. That I'm not perfect. I'm sorry I went to Brazil. I left because I go every year. And I should have gone last year. I get regret. I get FOMO. And I love traveling because it gets me healthy and I lose weight and I feel great and I get to see these kind of views. Why wouldn't I go? Everybody's addicted to travel. I'm a travel addict. I wanted to raise a family here on this island. I want my children to play naked here on the beach. You know, I got friends. I want them to learn Thai. I want them to learn German. I want them to learn French. Give them all the languages, you know, and I still wanted that. And our kid would have been perfect. He would have been so beautiful. He would have been you're gorgeous, I'm gorgeous, let's go. And I thought it was such a link, and I thought it was too far along to fucking stop the show, to stop that baby's life. I'm like, what are you and your mom talking about in the car when it was raining? Talking about, well, it's your choice, and it's too soon, and what about your children? And they were like, fuck your kid, we're gonna kill it right now in this car in the rain of San Francisco. And that's what ended up happening. So I've had my own viewpoints. I have my own comments to make. I addressed yours, Metzley, for trying to call me out and going off because I got a new girlfriend. And I finally started to find a little bit of love. And even though she ran out last night at 5 o'clock at 8 a.m. and I doubt that we're going to go to the Philippines, at least I'm trying. I'm not running around trying to sleep with a bunch of girls. I didn't sleep with anybody in Finland. I was basically celibate for almost another year and a half, unwanting to be, but it ended up happening, not wanting to trust women or have them touch me. It's all been a problem since you. I'm thinking that every woman's going to kill my baby, and I'll never have children. And I'm getting older. I'm 45, going on 46. Soon I won't be able to have children. So I'm going to try my best to have children. I'm going to do my best to get married. You've already done it. You already had your chance at it. Please let me go into the sunset. Leave me be. Let me go sail away with my thoughts and my life. And I'm going to keep doing me. I'm going to find somebody that's going to love me for who I am, warts and all. You didn't believe in me, but my business is taking off. Saints Addiction, I'm wearing it. Yeah, it's live. Fucking ashes all over me. But I'm going to keep pushing my brands. Girls love my shorts. I'm going to keep putting my logos on bikinis and models and do my best. And that's a beautiful view right there, and watch sunsets and be next to the oceans and hang out with my friends and be healthy and keep making money so I can keep traveling. And it's my business. It has nothing to do with you. I'm the one that created Print an Hour. I'm the one that hustled it on my own feet down at all the conventions. And now people call me and go, hey, I need your services again. I'm like, great. I hope I clock in for another $4,000 so I can go to the Philippines in ease. This is my plan. My plan is to live my life with what I have left. My cousin's dead. He got murdered. My Uncle Lawrence just died. He died at 83. He lived a long life. I plan on living a long life. I plan on loving my life. I love my life. It was hard to love my life after my child was lost. It was such a fucking bad experience. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to me. I wish I showed up better. I wish I didn't have, it wasn't so bipolar. I wish I would have showed up better, or showed up and showed out. We had 3 days of bliss, and then we sat right at a view much like this and in San Francisco, and you walked away from me. You said I was a bad teacher, and I've been a great teacher around this world. I touched over 1,000 students from all over the world, and you're calling and you're trying to minimalize me and call me names, and you had your own abuses, stonewalling me and trying to get me to that level where I'm trying to grab you to get out of the car. Why didn't you just come back with me? Why didn't you just come back and talk to me like I wanted? Why didn't we just talk it out? Why did your emotions get so bad that you walked away? You think that's cool to stonewall people and get people that pissed off? Apparently you think it's still cool to comment in below and say some shit to me. It's not cool. It's not cool. What's cool is walking away clean. We didn't work out. I'm going to go on with my life just like I have been, and I suggest you do too. Peace. Paddle lodging going on. So that's me, Mark Saints Addiction, live from the paddle lodge. My phone's about to die. Peace and love. And as always, Chikaton, thanks for watching. If you got anything out of this message, do like, share, and subscribe. But please, Metzley, if you're watching this, dude, let me be. You've hurt me enough. You've hurt my family. I don't touch your family. Please leave me alone. I'm not dangerous. I'm a human being, and I'm not put hands on anybody. I'm not an abuser. I'm not a grifter. I'm a motherfucking hustler. You better ask somebody. Entrepreneurial. I'll make fucking shirts out in the middle of the jungle. I travel with my own designs. I go up to beautiful women because I have the balls to, and just ask them nicely if they will model for me and make me look good around the world and just wear my shirts. That's my dream. I'm living it. I'm here, feet up, and this is why I go to Thailand every year, because I have friends
friends here that are gonna miss me. Like, we were here, where were you? You know what I mean? That's why I'm here. I'm no fugitive. I'm free, and I'm a free man that's free in his mental capacities and free to watch the sunshine and free to live around the world. And because I don't have kids, and because I have a business, and because I choose to. This is what heals me. This is what keeps me from those negative thoughts and fighting people and getting into physical anythings. It's not worth it. All that crying in 3 o'clock in the morning, talking about your ex in my bed, it still doesn't work. And I just kicked a girl out at 5 a.m. So that's 3 in a row. Let them go. If they want to get weird, cry, or bring drama, let them go do it on their own. I live here in peace, love, and happiness, and that's my passion and my future. So that's what I'm going to do for my morning motivation. I hope you get into it too. Go be free. You already know. Like, share, subscribe below. And I'll see you on the other side as soon as you like, share, and subscribe. The other side of your excuses, the other side of your fear, and the other side of the world, because that's where I'll be. Peace.